8 months of diplomatic maneuvering, 8 months of regional pressure, 8 months that could reshape West Africa's geopolitical future. Will ECOWAS find a way to reconcile with the junta-led states? Or are we watching the slow unraveling of West Africa's most powerful bloc? In the heart of West Africa, 3 nations stood at a crossroads: Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. For years they were loyal members of ECOWAS, the economic community meant to unite and protect West Africa. But behind the polished diplomacy and summit photos, something was quietly breaking. In villages across the Sahel, fear ruled the nights. Terrorism spread like wildfire. And now, a new alliance rises in the ashes bold. Let's uncover the real story. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, a 15-member regional bloc that had shaped West African diplomacy for nearly 50 years, was losing 3 of its key players. Not just members, but founding members. The reason? The military governments of these Sahel nations had grown tired of what they called ECOWAS, puppetry, foreign manipulation, and unfair sanctions in response to their coups. But the law and diplomacy doesn't move at the same pace as emotion. According to Article 91 of the ECOWAS Treaty, member states must give 1 year's written notice before they can fully exit the organization. That means the departure cannot legally take effect until January 28, 2025. So, no matter how loud the exit announcement sounded, the clock started ticking from that very day, January 28, 2024, to January 28, 2025, a full year to reverse course, renegotiate, or double down. As of today, that leaves the Sahel bloc with just about 8 months left to either return to the ECOWAS fold or seal their exit for good. And that leads us to this question. You might be wondering why ECOWAS acted or reacted that way. Well, that's a great question. According to Article 91 of the ECOWAS Treaty, member states must give 1 year's written notice before they can fully exit the organization. So, here's the timeline. Withdrawal announced January 28, 2024. Treaty-mandated 1-year waiting period begins from January 28, 2024. Final exit date, unless reversed, January 28, 2025. So the Sahel bloc was given 1 year, that is, 365 days, to change course and possibly return to ECOWAS before their exit becomes irreversible. As of May 29, 2025, they have exactly 8 months left, or 244 days until the deadline. Do you think they will eventually return? As of May 2025, the withdrawal of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has been formalized. On January 29, 2025, these 3 Sahel nations, governed by military juntas, officially exited the bloc after providing the required 1-year notice. This move followed their initial announcement on January 28, 2024, to leave ECOWAS, citing dissatisfaction with the bloc's sanctions and perceived external influences. In response, ECOWAS had offered a 6-month grace period for the countries to reconsider their decision. However, the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, comprising Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, rejected this offer and proceeded to solidify their alliance. They began issuing AES passports and announced plans to deploy a unified 5,000-strong military force to combat regional security threats. Despite the formal withdrawal, ECOWAS has maintained certain cooperative measures. Citizens from the three countries continue to enjoy visa-free movement, and their goods and services are still treated under the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, ETLS, and investment policy until further notice. The situation remains dynamic, with ongoing discussions about regional security and cooperation. ECOWAS has expressed openness to the return of these nations, emphasizing that any state can decide to rejoin the community at any time. Now that we have known the terms and conditions ECOWAS gave to the Sahel states, let's see the real reasons Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso decided to leave ECOWAS. Enough is enough. That was the unspoken message from Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso as they stunned West Africa by cutting ties with ECOWAS, the very bloc meant to unify and protect them. Let's break it all down. A region under siege and alone, they accused ECOWAS of abounding them in battle against terrorists. For years, the Sahel has burned under the weight of terrorist violence and armed insurgencies. But according to the military-led governments in these three nations, ECOWAS was missing in action. They claimed that despite cries for help, the bloc failed to provide meaningful support in their war against terror, a war that cost thousands of lives and displaced millions. Punished, not helped, they accused ECOWAS of punishing them for taking over power from democratic rule of government. After military coups reshaped their leadership, ECOWAS responded with the hammer, closing borders, freezing assets, and cutting off economic lifelines. To the juntas, this wasn't justice. It was betrayal. They saw these sanctions as not only harsh, but as illegal, illegitimate, inhumane, and irresponsible. Rather than listening, they felt ECOWAS was trying to isolate them at their most vulnerable. Strings pulled from abroad. They also accused ECOWAS of only listening to the Western powers and working for them. One of the most serious accusations, foreign influence. The leaders of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso accused ECOWAS of no longer serving Africa's interests, but rather those of Western powers pulling strings behind closed doors. To them, ECOWAS had become a puppet, not a partner. The breaking point. Suspended after Niger's 2023 coup, the trio didn't wait for more punishment. In January 2024, they made a joint declaration they were leaving ECOWAS. This wasn't just a diplomatic divorce, it was a rebellion, a rejection of a system they believed had failed them. And with that, they formed a new alliance, the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. This split isn't just about sanctions or terrorism, it's about sovereignty, trust, and the future of regional unity in West Africa. Will ECOWAS reform and win back its lost members? Or is this the start of a new power shift in the Sahel? What do you think? Was the withdrawal justified, or is it a dangerous gamble? Kindly share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel as we look forward to seeing you on our next video.